Communication is the key. You must be open to talking about and discussing things. Never let that stop. You need to communicate with each other about everything that's of any importance at all. Don't just settle down and say, well, I'm married now. He's mine or she's mine, so I don't have to worry about talking. Communication is a central part of any type of relationship, but it's most important in marriage because you become so dependent on each other and you've been through so much together. You can pretty much say the way you really feel. That's the best thing about marriage. Your husband or your wife knows you so well that there's a freedom of expression that's absent in most every other relationship. And the intimacy of knowledge between you can make just the act of talking a wonderful thing. Don't ever let communication dry up because it truly keeps your marriage alive. When it comes to marital communication, you may not think immediately of the oldest Americans as your guide. They were raised before the open atmosphere of the 1960s with its emphasis on honesty and telling it like it is. They grow up without the overwhelming influence of today's psychotherapeutic culture. Gender roles were more rigid, and men often conformed to the strong, silent type. So when it comes to the older generation, we have a mental image of grandma knitting and grandpa reading without a word passing between them, as the clock in the parlor loudly ticks the passing minutes. But nothing could be further from the truth. When asked, what's the secret to a long marriage? The expert's overwhelming response was, learn to communicate. In fact, if we add up every mention of communication in all of our interviews, it is by far the most frequently mentioned topic in the entire study. When asked about a particular problem in marriage, the experts were very likely to mention communication, lack of it as the source of the difficulty, and getting better at it as the solution.